Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you would never ask. Today is Friday, the 8th day of January, 2021. Do I need to say the year? Probably not.
Probably not.
Most people probably know that by now. But it's National Argyle Day today, National Bubble Bath Day today, National English Toffee Day, which is one of my favorite types of toffee. Also National Winter Skin Relief Day and National Joy Germ Day.
Joy germ.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what that is. I'm going to actually hit Google while I'm telling you about my guest as well. Here we go. Annually reminds people across the country to be positive and treat people with kindness that they can influence and pass on positivities to others. So, like spread joy like it's a germ. Okay, well, that makes more sense. It's kind of a weird name for it. I've got a guest joining me today. Awesome guest, Elaine Culotti. She's on a program on Discovery. It's called Undercover Billionaire. It is a neat idea for a show. We're going to chat with her all about that later in the program.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. There's a new survey from the National Literacy Trust, and they say video games might help improve children's mental well-being and their literacy and their communication skills. I think a lot of it depends on the video game, wouldn't you say? Because when I was growing up, I used to play Pac-Man, and I don't know that necessarily helped my literacy.
That didn't help us at all, no.
But I know there are some games, like when our kids were little, what was that thing called, a leap pad? Our son played that, and I know that's probably not a video game, but there were a lot of learning things, and I know there are games that are learning tools as well. But then there's also games that are probably, the exact opposite of that.
Yeah.
There's a study published by the Journal of Psychopharmacology, which you probably didn't even know I subscribed to that, did you?
No, I did not.
I don't. I read it online. But they found cocaine use leads to unsafe sex. I've never done that. No interest in cocaine at all. I was reading a thing online. Somebody said, I don't do cocaine.
It makes sense because you're not making rational decisions when you're under the influence. I wouldn't think that it's just delegated to that one drug.
Probably not.
Alcohol, everything would probably lead to
this
choices
particular
like that.
study. I've got a link to it. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by timeforrehab.com. According to a criminal complaint, a Pennsylvania man charged with narcotics distribution claimed to police that he did not sell the methamphetamines, but instead he gave it away for free to people who came to his storage unit and asked for the drug. 56-year-old Mark Hiles, arrested for allegedly selling drugs from a storage unit several blocks from his home. He's free on a $50,000 bond, faces a pair of felony drug charges and 3 misdemeanor counts. According to police, Hiles, who is 56, and a 25-year-old accomplice, Tyler Bartley, were arrested when they were found inside a storage unit, which appeared to be used as a residence. In a post-arrest interview, they were asking him about all the foot traffic coming to and from, and these were people buying drugs. He's like, no, these are just friends. They were stopping by.
Stopping by my storage unit.
They knew I had meth. He said, I was not selling meth for money. I was just, giving it to them for free because they asked for it. So I don't know if he's thinking that he's going to get off on some, drug selling charge, but I think it's illegal to give drugs away for free too, isn't it? I don't know.
There's probably a lesser charge. He probably knows what he's talking about.
Many
what he's
other
trying to do there.
Drug convictions on his rap sheet. That is what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Actor Bradley Cooper. I'm going to pause right there. I always thought he seemed like a neat guy.
Yeah, me too.
He seems like a really fun guy. I remember seeing him in other movies, like in small parts, but I didn't really know him until The Hangover. And then ever since then, I always just thought every role that he was in, I thought he did a good job picking roles. Back to the story now. Actor Bradley Cooper took a shot at the Oscars. He said the award season is, quote, meaningless and devoid of artistic creation, end quote. So he might not be in any other movies. I'm just saying.
Well, this year, why even have them? I mean, of course, it might give some underdogs a chance to actually be noticed and recognized.
Very true.
There was still artistic creativity. It might just be on a smaller scale. But
he wasn't just saying
an opportunity.
2020. He was just saying the whole award thing. We're giving each other awards. I think.
Really? Forever?
Yeah. So it's like he's basically saying Hollywood is too full of themselves.
I thought he meant this for this year.
I don't know. Maybe that's what it was. New report claims Meghan Markle and Kate Middleton barely spoke when the couple reunited at the Queen's birthday party. All right.
Who cares?
Thanks for that. I appreciate you listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of giftcardchallenge.org. Lori Laughlin's daughter, Olivia Jade, says she wants to keep the good vibes in 2021. Her mother, by the way, just finished her prison sentence about a week ago. So she's saying, okay, we want to avoid all that stuff this year. So
I'm sure she does.
I still feel bad for that whole, because there were so many other families.
Don't.
But here's the thing.
John, that's enough.
I know.
Everybody
but there were
got in
so many
trouble, but nobody else is recognized in the press because you don't know anybody else. I don't know why you keep beating that drum.
Because there's like 1,000 people involved and we know the names of 2 of them. That's what I think is wrong.
We could sit here and talk about, Scott Jones did it, but nobody's going to care. So...
how about this guy? Rapper Lil TJ was busted for gun and weed possession in New York City, Heidi.
I just feel bad for him. There's a lot of people busted for drug and weed possession, but nobody gets any recognition.
Now I see how dumb I sound. I'm really glad you're there to keep me on the straight and narrow, Heidi. She's my wife, by the way. Can you tell? I posted a thing. It's a husband and wife doing a radio program together. I wonder why that hasn't caught on. This is why. Right here. Right here. A video's gone viral of a bulldog surfing off the coast of San Diego. Did you see the video online?
No.
It's pretty darn adorable. It makes me want to learn to surf with a bulldog.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be fun. An Oklahoma man was jailed for giving his 2-month-old daughter a sip of Smirnoff Ice so she would go to sleep.
Didn't we talk about this one?
I think we did, because you were saying, what's so bad about that? And I was like, you don't do that. She goes, my parents did that all the time. And I go, oh yeah, explains a lot. Drivers who were seen on video blocking traffic by making donuts in the center of an intersection led to more than a dozen arrests on Friday in Miami Beach. So they were like spinning in circles. So there's a video of this, and over a dozen people were arrested because of their shenanigans. Okay. So you don't do that. If you're going to do that, do it, somewhere where you're not blocking traffic and causing a big scene.
The high school parking lot.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's where we always did them.
I'm not going to tell people where to do it, because then if there's some sort of issue, I don't want them coming after me. I would say this. How about you don't do them? That would be even better. A well-known stereotype is husbands and wives should never hang wallpaper together. Have you ever heard this?
No.
So if they want to stay together, they should never hang wallpaper together. According to a survey, when redecorating, the number one thing husbands and wives disagree on, what do you think, Heidi?
Apparently how to hang wallpaper?
No, it's not even on the list. Color, the color of something. I think we should paint this wall. I don't know. How about blue?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that blue is fine. And then 2 weeks later, Heidi paints the wall orange. Why did you even ask me? And she gave me choices. And I go, oh, I'll do this one. And you're like, how about this one? I don't know. I kind of like this one. And she literally repainted a whole wall a couple of weeks later.
Because it looked terrible.
And this study probably didn't need to be done. A sedentary lifestyle is making children less fit, even among those who are not obese.
Duh.
So we apparently need to do a study for that. And then one last thing. Research shows that if you feel younger than you actually are, you will live longer. So Feel young, live long. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show. Our guest today is Elaine Culotti. She's on a program called Undercover Billionaire. Season 2 just premiered on Discovery Channel. You can watch it on Wednesdays. And we've got Elaine on the line right now. Elaine, how you doing?
I'm good, John. I'm so excited to be on your show.
Well, we're excited to chat with you about Undercover Billionaire. And you are one of the folks that's in Season 2, which just recently launched on Discovery Channel. For people who are unfamiliar, what is Undercover Billionaire?
Well, Undercover Billionaire is a challenge, basically, to build $1 million business out of nothing, out of thin air in 90 days. It's like Naked and Afraid with money. They drop you in the middle of nowhere with $100, a cell phone with some data, and an old car, and you're off to the races. I personally took it as a challenge. I think everyone did. Not a competition, because I didn't know about the other two billionaires, so to speak. We're all just entrepreneurs, really, that are high net worth earners. Glenn chose a few friends to help out during COVID, I think, and said, look, these people can do this. And we did. We all went after it.
Now, you just mentioned Glenn. Glenn Stearns was from Season 1 of Undercover Billionaire, and he's got his new program, Undercover Billionaire Comeback City, and that's also on Discovery Channel. But let's talk about who is on Undercover Billionaire with you in Season 2.
So Grant Cardone has a lot of followers. He's out of Miami. Actually, he used to live in L.A. I believe that he is now in Pueblo, Colorado, is where his business is. Then there's Monique. Monique had a really unique. First of all, there's 2 women on the show. Go figure, right?
That's awesome.
She was in Tacoma, Washington. And the thing that's so cool about Monique is that she and I, both being women on the show, have 2 completely different styles. And we're friends, and she's an amazing human, and you're going to see something completely different with her and something completely different with me, right? But both women working on the ground, very hardcore entrepreneurs, very high net worth earners that really, really make a very big effort to change the actual landscape of the town that we are in during COVID.
Elaine, my favorite part about this is it's not some classroom scenario. If I sold widgets, I could make this. Like, you guys are really doing this. You're in the streets, actually working with real money, not a lot of it, and you're showing people here is how you succeed with very little resources, but a whole lot of ambition. This
is definitely not preaching. This is doing. It's 100% doing. And the coolest timing you could ever ask for it's incredible. Discovery is launching their Discovery Plus platform, which you just swipe up. It's like $4.99, and it gives you access to everything. Which is kind of indicative of where we are today, right? We're at home. We want to see it immediately. We want to get on there.
Oh, yeah.
And just so you know, if people do that, they get the second episode right away, which they wouldn't get on a cable channel, for example, on a cable network. So it's kind of neat that we're like all falling into line in terms of making things available, making information available. You can get in there, you can see every single network that's on that platform. It's important to make things available when everything is closed. And I love how the whole world is pivoting, right?
Yeah.
We're all just survivors. That kind of American pride concept that they came up with when they needed a name for the Undercover Billionaire show was so on the mark, right? It was right on the mark. And as I've moved through this journey on my own, I've realized like how important the American pride dream is. It's like so alive. Like everybody buys into that concept that we need independence right now. We need to be able to have access to things right now. That way we can move ourselves forward because we don't want to rely on other people. It's a great platform.
Again, our guest today, Elaine Culotti. She's on a program called Undercover Billionaire. Now, Elaine, 2020 was a tough year for a lot of people. So if you were going to just take a moment right now to maybe give some advice for somebody who struggled through the last year, but they want to make this year better, what kind of advice would you give?
I always say this to people when things are stressful, and this comes from deep within me. Do not panic. You need to calm down and take a minute and really think about every move. because the tendency is to sell things off or to go to a different place and it'll be better. We always have a lot of, kind of slight reactions to things. And you need to just take a minute and just wait and go knock on your neighbor's door and ask your neighbor for help, because everyone is in the same boat right now. And we'll do much better working together than we will working alone.
I think that's some great advice. And the program is actually on Wednesday nights. It's called Undercover Billionaire. It's on Discovery. All of the information in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Peanuts are not technically nuts. They're legumes. Merriam-Webster says a nut is only a nut if it is a hard-shelled dry fruit or seed with a separable rind or a shell interior kernel. That means walnuts, almonds, cashews, pistachios, none of those are nuts. You know what those are?
Legumes.
No, they're seeds.
Oh.
Yeah, so walnuts, almonds, cashews, pistachios are all seeds, and peanuts are legumes.
All right.
Now you know. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline Russia. A prominent Russian scientist who was working on a COVID vaccine was found dead with a stab wound after plummeting out of his window in St. Petersburg.
Oh.
Russian police say they're investigating the death as a possible homicide.
You think so?
A possible homicide? He was stabbed and thrown out a window.
Thrown out of a window.
But they don't know for sure.
that was an accident.
They don't know for sure what happened.
Wow.
I shouldn't laugh because it's somebody's life. It's not funny in that sense, but it's just crazy that they would even say
Possibly.
a possible homicide. What? Mm-hmm. That is a news headline from somewhere in this world.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Florida man arrested after crashing into a woman's vehicle, claiming to be a sheriff deputy. According to an arrest report, 26-year-old Krishana, I'm not even going to try the last name, claimed to be a law enforcement officer to the victim, tried to stop her as she was driving. He allegedly then rammed the victim's moving vehicle with his own. He reportedly claimed to be a county deputy multiple times, and then he rammed her vehicle to try to stop her crime of driving recklessly, end quote.
Oh, okay.
So he recklessly hit her because he thought she was driving recklessly. They confirmed nobody by that name is employed by the agency. This guy is now charged with false impersonating an officer. So what did he think was going to happen there? I don't quite understand.
Clearly, he thought it was going to work out better than it did.
Yeah, it did not go well for him, for her, for anybody really. So maybe a couple of body shops might have done well if they have to get their cars fixed. But for the most part, that was a no-win situation. And it is today's weird news.
John and Heidi.
Time now for your moment of duh, brought to you by timeforrehab.com. This one's from your home state, Heidi. An Iowa State trooper reportedly stopped a driver on Interstate 35. He was going 114 miles per hour in a snowstorm. Yeah, that's a bad idea anytime. But a terrible, terrible idea in a snowstorm. The excuse? He says, I'm in a hurry trying to get back to college in Minnesota. The post on Facebook had all the details on this. They said that many first responders were busy at the time helping other people who were stranded or stuck in a ditch or off the road or had an accident. So there's all these accidents. This guy's going 114 miles an hour. It's a bad idea. A lot of different calls that day between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. They had 91 crashes and helped 372 drivers. And this guy was going 114 miles an hour.
Creepers.
So he was a lot more confident in his driving abilities than most. That is today's Moment of Duh.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for fake news or Florida. Heidi, tell me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida, or is this fake news made up to trick you and amuse me? Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. Fake news or Florida. A Fort Walton Beach woman told police that she punched her neighbor's dog because Jesus told her to do it. Fake news or Florida?
Fake news.
It is fake news. Good job, Heidi. You're back. Heidi's back. How many in a row did you get wrong, do you know?
I was back yesterday.
Were you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because it was one that I did, and it was really dumb. I got some good Florida stories now. I'm gonna trick you up again.
Okay.
I've been trying to. I thought maybe I was doing like a pattern or something, because I don't know what. Somehow you were really onto me. And then she taught me to play poker, and I won. So I'm like, well, apparently I do know how to bluff. And one with like a 7 and a...
It was just your bets were so ridiculous that I was like, there's no way. There's no way.
I just didn't know what I was doing. It's like, yeah, next time you might not want to bet so much when you don't have anything. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of The John and Heidi Show is brought to you by The John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying The John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of giftcardchallenge.org, which is a little place that you can go if you'd like to make your own good news. Again, I love the fact that people are still doing that even beyond the holidays, because it's always a good time to do something nice for other people. Again, all the details can be found at giftcardchallenge.org. I completely forgot what I was talking about halfway through. Hey, do you want me to read this story over here?
Sure.
I love this story. Doctors forgive $650,000 worth of medical debt for cancer patients.
Oh, wow.
Isn't this cool? This is an oncologist in Arkansas, had about 200 patients that had cancer, and he founded a thing called the Arkansas Cancer Institute back in 1991. Dr. Omar Atiq, A-T-I-Q. Unfortunately, they had to close their doors earlier this year due to no people working there, staffing shortages. So he sent out a holiday card at Christmas time, and he just let everybody know that, you know what? We're not going to invoice you anything more. We're going to just count your bill paid in full.
Okay.
So they were closing their practice anyway, and he said, we're going to just, the clinic has decided to forego all balances owed to the clinic by
That's
their
super
patients.
cool. I love that.
So again, that was a pretty good chunk. It was 200 patients, a total of $650,000.
Oh, geez. For only 200 patients.
Yeah. So they'd been in business for 29 years. They helped a lot of people through a lot of tough things, but he said, you know what? I love them. I care for them. I'm glad I was able to do a little bit at this point for them. So I think that's really a neat story. I'm sad to hear that they're going out of business, but it also might be just, hey, this is a time for us to retire and, call it quits. I can understand that.
Yeah.
But again, what a neat thing.
That's really cool.
What a great way to go out, man.
Yeah.
I've got a link to that story if you want to read all about it. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.